Hey guys, and welcome to the WildWestGamer with me, the WildWestGamer, here in my living room. I'm doing a film review. A couple weeks ago, I checked out Dark Skies. For any of you who don't know, Dark Skies is the latest horror film to be released, focusing on alien abduction and aliens and conspiracy theories, all that sort of stuff. It focuses on the events surrounding a small family consisting of a mum, a dad, and two sons, as they are terrorized by unseen forces um, and strange occurrences late at night. Um, the film is produced by the same guys who did Insidious and Sinister and Paranormal Activity. So that's sort of I mean, when you hear that, two thoughts strike me. You've either got um, this long-running quality with horror films, or at least ability to make films which are very hyped about how scary they are, that they tend to be mixed on how genuinely scary they are, or what I personally think is, when I hear these people mention their past credits, I think all they seem to be doing is creating an incredibly successful hype machine, that they build up these films so much, that by the time they're released, so many people flock to the cinemas to see them. It doesn't really matter if they're that good or scary, as horror films should be. They simply turn out so many figures that the next time another film is made, they can just whack that on the list of credits from the people who've done it. So the next film will be from the directors of the producers of Dark Skies and Insidious and Sinister and Paranormal Activity and all that. And it's I just don't think it's a very sort of accurate way of measuring genuinely how scary or the sort of atmosphere the film generates, just by marketing the film based on the past successes of the other films, if you know what I mean. So yeah, Dark Skies. Well, I was excited about Dark Skies when I saw it, the first trailer. I thought it had a nice vibe going. It seemed quite creepy. I like the way they used the kids in it. That was quite cool. I think kids in horror films definitely can add to suspense and atmosphere. Excuse me, and the tension. But yeah, this one slightly misses the beat, I think. I'm a big fan of alien-based horror films, be it Alien in general, or things like Fourth Kind, Predator, The Thing. I'm a big fan of the original Thing. Things, bits and bobs like that. I'm really big fans of those. And I was hoping that Dark Skies would, deliver just a good alien-based horror film, because as much as disturbing and sort of quite chilling as Fourth Kind was with its execution, its attempt to blend fiction with realism kind of left me a little bit like, I wasn't too sure on that. It just didn't work for me, that. So I'm still looking for that good alien horror film. And with Dark Skies, yeah, I'm still looking. And the problem with Dark Skies is, it's again just another example of that massive build up towards this ultimate payoff, which is incredibly limp. Likewise, it keeps hinting at all the good stuff. It keeps giving you this sense that there's more going on behind the scenes, yet it never reveals that. One of the key points in the film is when the parents both open up to the idea that something perhaps otherworldly is involving itself in their lives. They seek out J.K. Simmons' character. To those of you who don't know who J.K. Simmons is, he played the dad in Juno, and J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man films, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, and I quite like him. I think he's a good actor. He plays an expert on Greys and their abduction abilities and techniques, and sort of this mass alien conspiracy. And they go to see him, and he tells them basically they're being, well, I guess you'd say they're being probed. No, not anally probed, just probed. For sort of to learn about them, to understand them, because the Greys are getting ready to take one of them. And he opens up about how they're very malevolent. They basically they'll make you question your sanity. They'll really play on your fears and your insecurities, all that sort of stuff like that. And he says they probably, if they've got any rashes or stuff like that, or any sort of unknown injuries, it's probably where probes have been inserted under their skin and stuff like that, and just sort of things like that. And that's all very well, and it's quite creepy and all this. And you see his apartment; he's kept track of almost every missing child, in the United States since he himself was abducted, shit like that. And it's, again, you get this idea that, okay, so this is the bit where we find out, they need to be worried, and then they go home and they are meant to do something about it. And he says that if they make it hard for the Greys, they may back off. But the thing with Dark Skies is, right, like I say, I sat through it just going, yeah, okay. But this is exactly what every single film before this has done with regard to the whole, the way it's, credited as being, sort of that family is Paranormal Activity, is Insidious. I draw the line. I think Sinister was incredibly good. I think that was very scary, but it perhaps does unfortunately get drawn into this argument in the way that this film, is just about eerie scene. Why is this happening to us? Explanation from unlikely source, or convenient source, and then finale where the big reveal is. I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of this limp Hollywood attempt to cash in on stuff. There's nothing new or innovative done with this film. Nothing incredibly fascinating about it. Especially the final reveal for the Greys is just shit. It is really, really crap. I don't like the design of the Greys. I think they look really bad. A lot of what you see in the trailer with regard to them has been changed, which makes it less scary, less eerie. Too much reliance on sound, like that really cheap audio cues, stuff like that. Just really don't help this film. They really make it feel like another stock horror film, just meant to get you to come in, sit down, think you're going to be scared, and then you quickly realise about halfway through that this film isn't going to be nearly as good as the trailers suggested it was going to be. Again, it's one of those films where the trailer looks better than the actual film. I just think that Dark Skies should have been put on hold, and I think some real talent should have been brought in, and I think the entire thing should have been really just rewritten from the ground up. They should have used a lot more practical effects. They should have sought to really give the impression that that there was that this wasn't something that was just affecting the family. It should have been something that was affecting the area, and it could have perhaps been the sort of foreshadowing to something even bigger than just this one family. Because the problem is with the family unit in Dark Skies, I can't remember any of the actors. They just don't stand out. The problem is with them, they're just not very believable. They're not very interesting. And the annoying thing is the dad doesn't, believe it. He's really against it. He's really against it. Then, after one thing happens, I'm going to spoil it for you, but if you want to check it out, but one thing happens, his entire outlook of it changes in like a minute, and you just go, really? I mean, come on, it's just so forced. It's so, it's so Hollywood. It's just bullshit. I would much rather have more diverse characters, a lot wider range of personalities, so that I can see, we can have those different characters portray the different sort of attitudes that would come with something like this. So there's complete acceptability, there's complete deniability, there's that person who's open to hearing about it, there's that person that's closed off, things like that, and we can see as those characters change and grow, and if they're more believable, if they're more, if we accept that, then ultimately the events affecting them, they in turn become more believable. But that's too late now. I mean, this film is out, and I'm sure they'll be whacking out a sequel next year and a sequel after that, and trying to run this thing into the ground in the way they try to run most horror series into the ground. So yeah, that's it really, guys. Dark Skies. Me and my friend Mr. Sid were talking about this at work. And I was saying to him, I was saying he wants to see it. I was saying, dude, see it, watch it, but if you're like me and you're someone who's really waiting for that awesome alien horror film to come out based on alien abductions or anything like that, can't wait. Carry on waiting. There are 2 films coming up which I'm hoping are going to be good. One is Unaware, which was revealed at the Sundance Festival a couple of years ago, which had really good stuff said about it. I'm hoping that is going to get a general release soon. Seems like it's just been up in the air for ages. No studio seems to want to pick it up and do the distribution rights or anything like that. That worries me a little bit. Why they think that. Likewise, Oren Peli's Area 51. That is also still in the works, still in production, or if it's in post production, hurry your fucking ass up, alright, dude? Seriously, come on. A found footage film in Area 51 would be cool. I'm not a massive fan of found footage. I mean, I think it tends to be used as a gimmick too much, but when it's done right, it's very effective. And it's certainly something I'll sit and watch as long as I'm entertained. Cloverfield certainly had me throughout the entire thing, and that was found footage, so it can be done. So yeah, that's it, guys. Really, that is my impressions on Dark Skies. Check it out. It's probably a good, cheesy popcorn horror film. Sit down with perhaps for like teens, for like sort of your 15 plus teenagers who like to think they're grown up. Sit and watch this with on a Friday, Saturday night with your friends. A couple snacks about. Stick this on along with a couple other silly horror films, and and perhaps you'll get some joy out of it. But for those of you like myself who are hardcore sci-fi horror fans who want something like this to come along to blow our socks off, this ain't it. Yeah, sorry to break your heart, bust your bubble, whatever. It's just not it. Sucks, really. I know, I'm gutted, but oh well. So that was it, guys. That was my review of Dark Skies. Yeah. I'm watching Van Helsing at the moment. Fuck, this film is really crap. I'm gonna have to do a review on this. Just who sat and went, Hugh Jackman can play a ancient amnesiac holy warrior? The guy's Wolverine. He's not Van Helsing. He's Wolverine. He doesn't even say bub in this film. He doesn't even have the proper hairstyle. He doesn't even use claws. Fuck. Anyway, guys, see you guys later. Alright, take it easy. I'm gonna go to bed.